Hey guys, Matthew Harris here. Welcome to wealthwithmatthew.com. You're watching Millionaire in the Making. I'm hanging out here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a gorgeous day. Just take a look at all this nature. Really loving the weather. There's also a lot of pollen flying around, so I had a really interesting experience with all of that. Allergies definitely flared up a lot, and feeling better now. So thank you for all of your prayers and well wishes and all that kind of stuff. And today, just kind of getting back to work for the last 24 hours, just getting rolling. And someone asked me a question on Facebook last night, and I thought it was really cool. They asked me to kind of share if I'd ever shared my story coming from Africa. Maybe many of you don't know this, but I'm originally from the country of South Africa. I'm actually born in the United States, but raised in Africa. Funny thing, my mom is South African, my dad's American, went back as missionaries when I was 4 years old. And so I literally grew up in Africa. I have a South African passport. I consider myself South African because that's what I know. I have a large family over there. And anyway, been blessed, obviously, to be able to come to the United States and to pursue the American dream. But when we came here, I started off literally at the bottom. I had really bottom jobs, minimum wage, and one of my first jobs was actually as a janitor. And it's interesting because all through college that was what I did. I worked in the dorms, I took out the trash, I cleaned the halls. It was just it was rough work. And I hadn't thought about that for a long time until this gentleman asked me on Facebook, to tell my story about, where I started and what's led to living the American dream and kind of in between. So obviously it's a long story, but it just made me think about where I started. I remember taking trash out and just dealing with just nastiness every single day, just trying to make money so I could get through school and try to just keep getting going, and I hadn't thought about that for a long time. And I found myself in our home here in Atlanta just thanking God for where He's brought us from, and because I know, first of all, the biggest part of my story is that God has blessed us. It's just really that much, and I know that I don't deserve anything that we've achieved so far, or even what we're still on the verge of achieving as well, other than the fact that God has just been faithful to us. So I'll tell you this right now, if you don't have God in your life, if you have not given your life to God, and you want your life to go better, you want to have purpose in your life, then you need to start there. It doesn't matter what, there's no other story. There's really nothing else in our success story. Yeah, you've heard about us stealing internet from Panera Bread, selling furniture to pay for our rent so we wouldn't be homeless, and things like that. Yeah, that's all the dramatic stuff that people talk about. But if I really am honest with you right now, and I'll tell you what really changed is I actually went to a concert when we were living in Florida. We had nothing. People had no idea the hell that we were going to. I went to this concert. It was a Christian concert. It's probably about 15,000 people there. And up until that point, being raised a Christian, being raised as a pastor's son, I'd been pretty rebellious about my beliefs and always been pretty self-reliant. And I never really looked to God too much to really chart my life until things went wrong. But at this point, I think everything had gone wrong. And I believe that God brought us through that just so He could get our attention. And so I'm at this concert, and for the first time in my life, really completely new, and I said, God, I'm giving you my life. I'm giving you all of my problems and giving you all of my success. Anything, everything, single thing that I've got nothing to give, but I'm going to give it all to you, and I'm going to really follow your guidance. And I felt so different from that moment, and walked out of there. Well, Eileen and I were engaged at the time. Actually, no, we were married. We were married, and I told her, I said, I just gave my life to God. And she just had this look on her face where she knew that it was serious. And a couple months later, our lives completely turned around. We had our first $30,000 month in the industry, and just haven't looked back, and just have moved on and just continue to grow our businesses and our empire and things around the world. But I know for a fact that my story would not be possible if God had not been in the center of it. And unfortunately, I wish I could say that He'd always been at the center of my life, but that's not the truth. I'm pretty stubborn, and I've made a lot of mistakes. But one thing I want to get right in my life is that I'm going to have God first and everything else second, third, fourth, and fifth. And so you watching this right now, you followed my story, you wonder what it is that I do, how it is that I do what I do. I'll tell you right now, I start with God, continue with God, and I end with God. And I hope that you would do the same. So from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, with all my congestion, with all this stuff going on with me over here, I wanted to play that message because it's been on my heart to share the real secret of our success is God and Jesus Christ and accepting in my life. And so anyway, have a fantastic day. Know that you can do whatever you set your mind to. You dream first and then find a way. God bless.